Statistics for corpus linguistics. Collocations. These notes are taken from Chapter 4, Section 3 of Statistics for Corpus Linguistics by Michael P. Oakes. Collocations, an introduction. According to Kjelmer, words in natural language tend to occur in clusters. Collocations are such word groups which frequently appear in the same context. Smadger writes that neither syntax nor semantics can justify the use of these word combinations, and refers to them as idiosyncratic collocations. These account for a large part of English word combinations. Idiomatic collocations are phrases which cannot be translated on a word-for-word basis. Smadger, McKeown and Hatzavassiloglu write that published translations of idiomatic collocations are not generally available, even though a knowledge of collocations is very important in the acquisition of a second language. One reason for this is that collocations tend to be specific to a domain sublanguage, and thus the collocations used in a sublanguage often have different translations to those in general usage. The concept of a collocation is closely related to that of concordance output, since the idea of two words occurring in a common context is similar to that of two words occurring in the same concordance window. Altenberg and Ig Olofsson state that collocational information is relevant to foreign language teaching, since many student errors are best explained collocationally, and a knowledge of collocational behavior means that new lexical items can first be introduced to the student in their habitual environments. Dictionaries of collocations can be created from monolingual corpora, although in some studies, such as Gaussier and Longet, 1994, this process is facilitated by the use of bilingual corpora. According to Haskell, words are attracted to each other to form collocations if they are of the same derivation, they express opposite meanings, or they commence with the same consonant clusters. Collocations enable stylistic variety, since the creative author can bring together disparate words, forming unorthodox collocations. With this in mind, let us consider a definition of collocations. Kjelmer uses the following definition of collocations. Collocations are both lexically determined and grammatically restricted sequences of words. Lexically determined means that in order to be considered as a collocation, a word sequence should recur a certain number of times in the corpus. Grammatically restricted means that the sequence should also be grammatically well formed according to Kjelmer's criteria. Thus, of the three sequences, try to, haul to, and green ideas, only try to is counted as a collocation, since green ideas occurs only once in Kjelmer's corpus, and haul to is not a grammatically well-formed sequence. The distinctiveness of collocations is a matter of degree rather than an all-or-nothing feature. Kjelmer suggests that the following factors could be used to indicate the degree of collocational distinctiveness. Absolute frequency of occurrence, where the more frequent the collocation, the more distinctive. This criterion has been employed by many authors. relative frequency of occurrence, being the ratio of the observed frequency of a collocation to the frequency expected if the words occurred together only by chance. This ratio is expressed by the mutual information formula used by Church and Hanks, and which we will study further in the next set of slides. Length of sequence, where, for example, the collocation figured prominently in seems more distinctive than simply figured in. Sequence length is incorporated into the cost criterion formula of Keeter et al., 1994. Distribution of the sequence over texts or text categories. This criterion may be evaluated using the measures of diversity used by Dye, 1994, and dispersion used by Lin, 1985.